1017 FM and 710 Keel, and Robert J. Wright and Aaron McCarty, and every single guest on Keel is heard via the Jack Spring Electric Keel Newsmaker Hotline. Louisiana Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Cade Brumley. Hey, Dr. Cade, thank you once again for taking time for us. Always good to have you.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for having me. I hope you're holding the fort down while I'm away.
Hanging by a thread, my friend.
What is going to be the plan for schools this fall with regard to masks and vaccines, etc.?
Well, that depends. Those will be local decisions for the upcoming school year. So, as a State Department of Education, this year we are not making mask mandates. What we have done is we have worked with Louisiana Department of Health and have been informed by CDC guidance, have put out a set of best practices to school systems regarding, mitigation and operation. But those would be local decisions for the upcoming year.
What about virtual learning? It looks like a lot of systems are still going to have some sort of component of that, but most are encouraging people to come back to class. Who's going to make those decisions? Local too, I guess.
Well, look, we were successful last year, relative to the rest of the country, for sure. In my opinion, we ended the school year with over 70% of kids and, our public schools and public charters that were in face-to-face instruction. But yeah, we had to use virtual instruction at times to help get through last year. We asked every system in the state to quickly stand up a model to deliver instruction virtually last year, and they did that. But I think we can all agree outside of schools that were designed to be fully virtual, having our kids with us face to face is best for academics, but best for a host of other reasons as well. And so that's why, I pushed last year, and I'm pushing for this year that we be 100% in person.
Dr. Cade, Dr. Brumley, I'm sorry. I want to ask you this a little bit because New Orleans is considering some mask mandates for unvaccinated students and teachers. Is that something that other systems might implement as well?
Well, look, if you look at CDC guidance, that they're recommending that unvaccinated individuals that are eligible for the vaccine wear a face covering. What we're saying is, we are not going to mandate that, but individual school systems need to look at what's working for them and in concert with their local medical officials. My position and what I'm hearing, just anecdotally, is that it's looking. It appears as if most systems are making that optional with parents' choice, and it's just really important right now that school systems and educators work hand in hand, not only with the medical community, but with parents as well.
Doc, I had said a couple of days ago when we were talking about this and the possibility of some districts across the state mandating masks for unvaccinated students, and I had likened it to Nathaniel Hawthorne. I said, why just not hang a scarlet letter around their neck? Is that an overreach by me?
Well, I don't know that I'll go as far as your analogy, but I've thought about that. It is clearly an identifier if that is the way in which you go. So certainly people need to be cautious about that. I would give one caveat in terms of masking. There is a federal executive order from the president of the United States that says public transportation requires masking. So that includes school buses. So students who are on school buses, until that federal executive order of the president is lifted, would still be required to wear a mask.
I'm glad you mentioned buses, because Bessie's recommendations say that buses can now operate at 100% capacity. And I say that to you by saying we're hearing from all the experts now saying cases are on the rise. We've got a 50% increase. You have to be watching that and have concerns about this new wave we're seeing.
Yeah, you hit it on the head. We have to be careful. I've said a number of times it feels like we're in the final chapters of this book, but this book isn't over, and it could take plot twists at the end. So we can't just say COVID's over, we're done with it. We have to continue to be cautious, but reasonably cautious, I believe. wash your hands, check your distancing, all of those things that we know to be, true and important, I think will be helpful moving forward.
What is your advice? Because I'm seeing some national reports saying that this new strain is impacting children. What have you seen with regard to that, and how high is your concern about that?
Well, I'm a dad too, so every decision I make at this level is informed by the fact that I'm a dad and I have kids, and I think that vaccinations of children should be decisions that are made within that family home in consultation with the local pediatrician. So I think that parents should do their best to be informed. I think they should stay connected to their local pediatrician, and they should make decisions that are in the best interest that they believe of their family.
Dr. Cade Brumley, Superintendent of Education, State of Louisiana. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure, sir. Always great talking to you.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.